All right, hey guys, Jason here. We are back. We've been gone for 28 days, and the first day back, we are hitting all the dealers. Today is a Sunday. We're gonna make a bunch of videos today, but this one, as I've like said, not been here in a month. Just come up here, take a look, and what do we see right here? It looks nice, doesn't it? Check this thing out. So what do we got on this thing? Pretty impressive. We got the ARB Toyota roof rack on there automatically, very nice. We have the TRD Pro or TRD lift kit right from Toyota put on this thing, done very well. Looks incredible. The TRD Pro wheels, we got Toyo Open Country 33-inch tires on there. This Predator side steps, again at factory lift. Love the setup on there, very well done. We got the ARB rack on the back of this thing. Did it well. I do believe they are missing out by not putting the actual recovery points on the back that the other Tacomas do get. That would have been a huge thing. And then you get the TRD exhaust and the TRD you know, you get the Tacoma mud flaps. They did, this thing looks good, but what did they do wrong? What did they do wrong that every single dealership we go to, when we go look at dealer lifted trucks, which I'm assuming this may or may not be. This could have just came from the factory this way, and I'm assuming it probably did, but even then the factory making the same mistake. Okay, it blows my mind how little dealers and manufacturers actually understand about true off-road, about what people do off-road. And we see this time and time again. What on this truck is, there's an emblem on here that makes it a big mistake. Okay, that makes it a mistake, and again, maybe not for everybody, but makes it kind of pointless in the thinking process. And what is that emblem? Go ahead, comment it down below before I even pick it here and tell you what emblem on here is the part that kills this truck. What do you see? Okay, well, it's this one right here. That SR5. Why is it the SR5? What is the problem with the SR5? Well, the SR5, this setup that they did, the lift, the overlanding rack, the roof rack on the top, set up for adventure, this thing that this truck is gonna do, all this stuff this truck is gonna do, and yet on top of that, they did it to an SR5 trim. SR5 trim, even in a four-wheel drive, is an SR5 four-wheel drive. But if they would have did it to a TRD Off-Road, okay, for very similar cost, but a TRD Off-Road would have gave us the rear locker, it would have gave us MTS, it would have gave us crawl control, would have gave us all the off-road goodies that we want, and would have been a much better truck to actually do this to. We see it time and time again, even again on dealer lifted trucks at the Ford dealer, the Chevy dealer. They always lift an XL or an XLT. Okay, nobody ever does the work to a Tremor. Nobody ever does the work to, same with when you go to the Ram dealership, okay, they always do it to a standard Ram 1500 is what they're lifting. They're never lifting a off-road version, which is called an off-road package version, or you never see them do it to a Warlock or a Rebel. They always do it to the cheapest trim truck they can do. Why? Because it maximizes profit for them. That is the key thing, whether it's dealer or manufacturer installed. Okay, you look at this truck and they're gonna charge you quite a bit. Okay, now we have seen dealerships, Ford dealerships especially, Ford is notorious for this. But if this was on a Ford lot and this was a Ford F-150, they would charge you $5,000 or $6,000 for the wheels. They'd probably charge you another $400 for the bird. But the bird can only be on the driver's side so you can see it, and it kind of hangs out in there a lot like that. But you're gonna pay, you know, they would charge you $5,000 for the wheels. Let's just look at this. They're probably charging you $5,000 for the wheels. They're going to charge you $5,000 for, or $3,500 for the lift and the lift install. So you're at $8,500 there. They're going to charge you $3,000 for the rear rack, $3,500 for the rear rack. They're going to charge you $2,000 for the roof rack that's on there. You're looking at $10,000 in upgrades on this vehicle here, and that's huge. That's a big deal. Now, if you were to take and put $10,000 on a SR5 like this, and you're going to sell it, the price can still be almost kind of reasonable, not out of place. If you kick in another $5,000 or $7,000 to go to a TRD Off-Road package, whatever it is, and then you put this stuff on it, that price gets very high. It starts to get up there pretty close to not too far away from trail hunter type packages, things of that nature. So that's the issue. That's the reason why they do this. But in all reality, anybody who wants to lift wants the tires, wants the wheels, wants the rack, wants the overland rack, the bed rack in there, wants all this stuff done this way. The person who's going to want this stuff is going to want it done to something that says TRD Off-Road here, not SR5 here. It blows my mind. Like I said, and the people that buy it, they don't know any better. They just buy it because it looks cool. They don't know any better. And then there's the crowd that doesn't understand four-wheel drive. They're like, oh, it's four-wheel drive. If it's four-wheel drive, it's four-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. I get these people all the time. Oh, just buy a last-gen Tundra. It'll do everything that you could ever dream of doing today. No, it can't. Didn't even come with a lock. You didn't even get a locker till 2022 in them. People don't understand four-wheel drive systems. Oh, the MTS control in that, and Toyota's brake controlled algorithm, it's just as good as a locker. No, it's not as good as a locker. Does it work okay? Yes, it does. Is it as good as a locker? No, not even a little bit. Even at Bird, he says no. He said, look, he just ducked away. He's like, no, it is nowhere near as good as you think it is. Where'd he go? He's still hanging out in there somewhere. Where'd you go, little bird? You're just hanging out right in there somewhere. But the point is that this is the reality of why they do these things. They do it on always the wrong trim. Always the wrong trim. I think in the history that we have been making these videos, we have seen one lifted Warlock at the ramp Jimmy Britt down there where we're at all the time. This is Franklin. I love this dealership. I don't think they did this. I don't believe they put this together. I believe they ordered it this way or Toyota allocated it this way. Remember, dealers can't even order Toyota. Toyota gives them whatever they give them, and they gave them this. And is it good? Yeah, it's a nice looking truck. Is it way overpriced with the accessories and the parts and the crap that's on there for what it is? Yeah. Will this go anywhere that a TRD Off-Road will go? No, not even remotely. A stock TRD Off-Road will crush this all day long. Okay, it just is what it is. That's the point we're trying to get at. That's the things we're trying to talk about. So pretty interesting to see how they do that. And then even like this, you would never put this would never go on an off-road truck. Okay, this bigger oversized tip. You would never put that on an off-road truck. Why? Because you're gonna beat it up as bad enough as it is where that is. You're gonna probably wanna cut this thing off and cut it back and drop it right back here, somewhere back here, and drop that off anyway, because of the fact it's just gonna get smashed up and beat up anyway. That's the reality of it, okay? Again, stuff that real off-road does versus what mall crawling is. And I'm not saying it's a bad truck, just saying, manufacturers always pick the wrong trucks to do it on. They always pick the lowest grade version of a truck. Is this SR5? Is this cloth, I'm assuming, in here too? Yeah, full. I mean, this is as bare bones as it gets. This is as low level as it gets. And then they add the accessories on it, but that's how they can try and justify the price to you. They try to make it sound like it's a better deal. And it is four-wheel drive, but it is not the best way to do it. There are always, and every time you see these on a lot, they always pick the worst trims to actually do the lifts on. That's the whole point of the video. See it time and time again. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.